Before we get into that, I want to talk about Assassin's Creed Shadows because apparently the whole entire thing got leaked. And I want to react to this video because I saw this video and I was like, oh damn, I gotta see this. I gotta see this stuff because this looks insane. It looks apparently it makes the game look even worse than anything prior. So we're gonna tune in. We're gonna look at Luke Stefan, reacting to or talking about this. I can't even speak right now. I'm so excited. Anyway, let's laugh at Ubisoft.
So I really thought after all this time we would be done with like AC Shadows
No, done. Why would we be done? It ain't over yet. It isn't over
scandals. I thought
until it
surely
comes out and crumbles, and then when it comes out and like does really poorly because everybody hates the game, everybody gets mad at gamers for, being mad at the game because the game sucks, and it's our fault, and so now there's going to continue to be drama afterwards. Like, did you not see the launch of Veilguard, Mr. Luke?
we had run out of things to talk about and that we were just in like the home stretch where the game is being polished up and then March 20th comes, it releases, yay, we're done, we move on, we talk about something else. But no, like this game is, I don't know if it's cursed, I don't know if it's just mismanagement. I have no idea what's going on.
I think it's just Ubisoft, which, despite being French, they have a very American view on culture. They think everything is interchangeable and can be bastardized, and nothing has any real meaning. And, Europe cares about its culture. Asia cares about its culture even more.
But AC Shadows has just experienced one of the worst nightmare situations for any game that could possibly release. And it's just one more massive nail in the coffin of this game's marketing cycle. It's amazing that they've suffered through so many of these disasters. But you might be asking, Luke, what is that? What is it?
This is some next level fucking waffling. He is stalling the fuck out of this. This guy is top tier streamer material.
Is it that has happened to Ubisoft?
Like, I could never stall this much. Genuinely. He has been waffling for like 30 straight seconds without saying a goddamn word. Genuinely impressive. Hands down, I am impressed.
In AC Shadows this time. The game is apparently just out there.
That's hilarious.
It's fully leaked. The entire game. There are physical copies. People have
people are actually just straight up selling physical copies. Hang on a second. Hang on a second. No. $100 to buy Assassin's Creed Shadows. Assassin's Creed Shadows on Uplay. Let's see here. Because you are not about to tell me that the scalpers are selling it at a lower cost. Oh, no. Okay. I was under the impression that, okay, it's only 90. I thought this was, oh, right. I was thinking of Outlaws, which was also it's also a Ubisoft game, and it's incredibly overpriced. Regardless, I thought that Assassin's Creed Shadows was also like $100 or more. Like, I was, why is it cheaper? But no, it's not cheaper.
Gotten their hands on, and they are selling through places like Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, and outlets like that. Earlier on stream, I even had somebody in chat from Iran that was saying that
this person is saying here, game hasn't even gone gold yet, so there can't be discs yet. I'm pretty sure AC Shadows goes gold. Yeah, they did. Yeah, AC Shadows has gone gold for a while.
Outlets like that. Earlier on stream, I even had somebody in chat from Iran that was saying that they also have physical copies. That's where hilarious. They are, and they're just being sold.
Assassin's Creed Shadows more like woke Creed libdowns. I don't even think Assassin's Creed Shadows is that woke. It's just like really, really disrespectful to Japanese culture, like in general, with a lot of the stuff that they've put out for marketing and just overall. Ubisoft is not recovering from this burn. Absolutely not.
by like street vendors
Cooked,
and stuff. It's
roasted even.
unbelievable. Like I'm at a loss for words. This is unreal. So in this video, we're going to talk all about it because I have delved into whether or not this is actually real and true, or if they're just really good fakes.
Honestly, it would be so fucking hilarious if these were just fakes. Like a bunch of people just decided, you know what, fuck these guys. Let's put out fake copies of the game. That'd be hilarious.
And Ubisoft has also responded to it officially at this point, and I'm going to also show you an instance of where this happened before and why this is way, way worse. So buckle up, because this...
How the fuck can it be worse than full physical copies of the game getting sold? How is it worse? What?
This dumpster fire is burning. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. But first, a thank you to our sponsor. World of Tanks is the online action
Oh,
game
wow,
where you
that's
control
crazy. He has a
tanks.
sponsor.
Link below. Okay, welcome back. Like I said, the game has leaked allegedly, and you see pictures of individuals just holding the game, multiple copies, and they are selling it for $100 a pop or even more in some cases. But this could be fake. I mean, realistically, it's not that hard to go into Photoshop and to create some artwork with some AI art.
Yeah, you can just print this out yourself. Just take some pictures, add text, print this out with generic text as well onto the back of a CD. Yeah, no, this is not hard or that hard to manufacture. But like, why would anyone give a shit?
Art or with concept art that you get from
like, I would sooner believe that they are doing this to like popular games, right? Like manufacturing fake copies to sell. Ain't nobody give a fuck about AC Shadows.
From the website and then put a sticker on the disc to make it look all official. It's not impossible. People have done it before. Well, to check on that, I did a little bit of digging while we were on stream.
Did you buy one of them? That's my question, right? I want to know if Luke Stevens here bought one of these copies, because if he did, goat.
For about 30 seconds, and I came across some videos people had posted where they had put the disc into their PlayStation 5s and installed the game and booted it up. And after going through the main menu selection, I can confidently say that this is real.
Oh
this
my
is real.
fucking god, this is awesome, dude. That is so awesome. Oh, I am here for the Ubisoft Ls. I think this is a terrible fucking thing, by the way. Like, I think this is awful. This is a bad thing. I don't think it's good that people stole this. However, Ubisoft straight up fucking stole $70 from me because I bought Assassin's Creed Valhalla, played it for about an hour and a half, and then I asked for a refund because I fucking hated the game, and they delayed the process for so long that they could say, by the way, I bought it, played it, like 2 days later, I played it for an hour and a half, stopped, uninstalled, asked for the refund. Showed all evidence that I had bought the game when I did, 2 days prior. I had less than 2 hours of gameplay, made the refund request. They closed 3 different requests while I showed, hey, dude, I have the evidence right here that I should be able to get the request for here. They denied, delayed until 30 days had passed and I wasn't able to get my refund. So at this point, fuck them. I hope they fail. I hope they suffer continuous targeted harassment campaigns. I'm not going to be the one to organize any of them. I don't even give a fuck, right? But I hope they suffer as many of these campaigns as possible until the company crashes and burns. I am laughing my ass off, right? Because all the developers, all the coders, those people get jobs instantly. Those people get jobs so fucking quick, especially in the games industry. Because right now, this is a booming industry for indie games, especially with AI showing up. Like, you can make your own games really easily. I'm not saying that AI makes good games, but I'm saying that, like, I don't give a shit about Ubisoft. I hope they fail. I am happy that this terrible fucking thing happened to them. It'd be like if, I don't know, fucking. I'm actually not gonna say what I was gonna say next, because that would get me banned.
As you recall, I went to a preview event for the game and saw how the game boots up, and this is real. Like, it's real. This is not faked. So I'm very confident in saying that. It's unfortunately very, very real. There are physical copies all over the planet that have a version of the game running on.
It's probably like a pre-launch version. Most likely it's like version 0.9 something, so it's like fucking one step removed from launch. AI itself doesn't make good games, but it really helps make humans more productive. Yeah, I agree. The problem is when AI is used for creative works. That's when it's like, what are we doing here, right? Like, why are you using AI to like write a script? Why are you using AI to do all this stuff? Like, if you're using AI to, do the work of like a paralegal, where it's just drafting up a document and then it gets handed over to the lawyer, and then the lawyer reads through the whole thing, corrects mistakes, and then passes it forward. I think that that's a good use of AI, because at that point the AI is literally just hitting buttons to draft up a document that at the end of the day you're just going to throw at somebody who is inexperienced to give them something to do until you feel like you can trust them. And by taking that barrier out, you can worry about giving that person much more direct attention, much more direct experience, right? So I think AI being used for that sort of thing is good. I think using AI for menial labor is a good thing. When you use it for creative positions, I have a problem with it, because it's like, what the fuck are we doing getting robots to do the fun shit for us? Like, it's like, oh my god, I don't want, I want to fucking pay somebody to play a video game for me. Elon Musk. Sorry, I had to cough before I said Elon Musk.
On it, and it is playable. Realistically, what I think has happened is that copies of the game have been stolen from warehouses for shipment, and those copies are the ones being resold. And for whatever reason, they're
So these are the launch version then, if they were stolen from a warehouse.
there are no protections with PlayStation 5 copies to prevent them from booting.
That's hilarious.
I would have thought
Isn't PlayStation 5 like always online? Like, wouldn't they be I wouldn't that be the easiest thing to create a protection from? Like, oh, okay, you have the copy. Oh, you tried to boot up this game that hasn't launched yet? Okay. You can't launch it, first of all, but also we now have it recorded here that you have playtime from before the launch. So let me just go here and boop, your account is gone. Like, wouldn't that be so easy? I do ask AI for advice from time to time for creative stuff, like, hey, working on a game, and I'm thinking about this sort of system. What do you think? Any suggestions? But mostly I just use it for help with coding. Eh. I think a lot of the uses for AI for creative purposes, I don't mind that. Hello, yes. Um, that is such a weird name.
that there would be some like online connectivity thing where like, oh, you put the disc in and then it has to verify that you own the license, but the game isn't out yet, so you just can't boot the
I really do think that this would be such an easy thing to punish people over. Like, oh, you booted up a game that isn't out? Okay. Banned. Your account is gone.
game, but apparently that's just not in place, at least not yet. So as
Why? In the year of our Lord 2025, what do you mean that is not in place yet?
of right now, people are able to just put these discs in their consoles and just boot the game and play. But I know what you're thinking, Luke, how on earth did they get so many physical copies in these warehouses where they could be stolen? Well, you remember the game was originally supposed to launch on February 14th, Valentine's Day, and then it was delayed out of nowhere to March 20th.
That is such a crazy delay, by the way. Because if I'm not mistaken, yeah, there was a bunch of Japanese people who lost their lives on March 20th um to some African people or people of African descent. Yeah, $90 for the full game, $70 for like the incomplete version that doesn't have some content.
Well, I can report very confidently that multiple members of the dev team did not know that the game was being delayed until it was delayed. They found out by seeing the post on social media,
That
just
is
like
crazy.
everybody else. Now, I'm sure some of the higher ups knew about the delay.
Yeah, obviously. They probably know about the delay with weeks of, if not months in advance.
They got a call shortly before. But this seemingly was like a fairly last minute decision to push the game to
That's
March,
surprising.
and it was made from on high. And
By the way, I just realized I can see Luke's nippies, and I can't stop staring at them now.
if that decision was made kind of impulsively or
Put on a
maybe
bra.
suddenly,
Put on a shirt.
there's a strong chance that maybe some calls weren't made to these people who were shipping.
How were people not informed about the delays? Oh, very simply. Ubisoft has very much shown that it is a corporation above all else. They care only about maximizing stakeholder profits. So what happened most likely was there was a few shareholders who were talking about it with like the topmost person they could find, and they said, "We don't think that it will be good if the game launches here. Delay it by a month." And so they said, "Okay, we will do that." And then this conversation happened when it did, and so they immediately deployed it. That's completely believable. I have seen exactly that thing happen when I was working at previous places that I've worked at. I was thinking about if I should like name drop, but let's not do that.
All of these copies of the
I
game
think I've done so in the past, but let's not do it now.
to distribution centers around the world for the physical release of the game on February 14th. And so those deliveries still went through and they showed up at the warehouses. Now, I'm sure they were labeled as confidential, as do not open, as if that's ever stopped anybody before. If anything, that might have called more attention to the boxes and shipments.
Yeah.
And so some of these individuals just opened up the boxes, took the copies out, and started flipping them online, which is, to be fair, very,
Smart.
very stupid. They're going to get caught. When
Obviously.
I worked at Best Buy years ago before finishing college and like working elsewhere, I actually remember the launch of some games like Sekiro or Spider-Man, and we got copies of those games a few days early, not a month early, but like a few days before launch. And they would show up in these big cardboard boxes, and they were labeled like confidential, do not open before this date. Like they were very, red stickers everywhere. They were very, very clear what they were, but they were just cardboard boxes. And like the manager would just leave them in the back of the warehouse.
Well, yeah, because there is an expectation of trust in your employees.
And so technically, if you wanted to just go open it up and take copies, you could. And people would only find out when the official launch happened and they were stocking shelves and there were a bunch of copies missing because they had a certain inventory count of what should have been there. After that, they started like locking them in cages and stuff.
Makes sense.
Years later. But at least back then at Best Buy, we would just leave things out and about. It was like very non-secure.
I mean, yeah, you're supposed to be able to trust your employees, right?
Let's just say insecure, dare I say. And it wouldn't surprise me if there's also a security lapse that's happening at warehouses around the world, because it's a big place, the world. And so chances are that one of those cages or boxes was left unattended. Somebody went in, swiped 3 copies of the game, and then started selling it on Facebook Marketplace or wherever this is. I don't know what this app is, but they started selling it.
Could
and
be Craigslist. Could be like Craigslist, a marketplace app or something.
That's how
Doesn't
this
really matter.
happens. As for the guy that was in chat that told me in Iran there's like street vendors and people that have access to the game already, those could be fake copies, or it could also just be another instance where there was a shipment delivered to some warehouse and the warehouse guy was like, no, give me X number of dollars and I'll let you just take it and I'll say they were stolen. And then they just take the copies of the game, sell them on the street.
Guy probably made a couple grand off of that. Smart.
That type of thing can happen.
Oh, I say smart. Actually, he probably lost his job with all this going on. It's like at that point, it doesn't matter who is responsible. Whoever was in charge of security on the day that is expected to have occurred, yeah, you got to get rid of that person.
Very, very quickly and easily when...
Even if just a safe face, you got to get rid of that person.
And there's not a lot of safeguards in place to protect against this type of thing. And so I can say pretty...
The thing that surprises me most really is the fact that PlayStation doesn't have a safeguard and it just lets you log in with the game. Like, what?
confidently, the leaks are very, very real, and I think it's a lot more widespread than what happened a while back, specifically in 2016, when a copy of No Man's Sky leaked early. And this is actually something that was talked about in the Engoodening of No Man's Sky, a video from the one and only internet historian, in which he shows this little moment that you might recall from the video.
Sean, if your game isn't coming out for another 2 weeks, then why is there a box copy on eBay?
Somebody was selling one singular copy of No Man's Sky. That's kind of funny.
That's right. It's a leak. Someone broke the embargo and is selling
$1,250 for No Man's Sky. That's hilarious considering the game was asset release.
early access to the highest bidder. And the bids start rolling in. It reaches $1,300 US. Sold to some guy with the Reddit handle Damien. He gets his hands on it and starts uploading footage to YouTube and Dailymotion.
Oh. What? That guy with the fucking gun. I love that.
What the frick? Said Sean.
We need to get into the leak business. Nah. I don't want fucking Nintendo busting down my door. I'm in enough trouble sometimes as it is. And by trouble, I mean no trouble. I never go outside.
And this was one copy. It went out, it started picking up steam online. This guy played it, he made a review, and he actually said he really liked the game. He was actually fairly upbeat and positive about it. He gave it a pretty good mark.
Bro, how crazy would it be if it had been some fucking million sub creator, some fucking 5-digit streamer who bought the game and then just started streaming it. How fucking insane. Just goes to Kick, starts playing the game. Like, what are you gonna do? It's Kick. Nobody get banned there. You don't fucking get banned for child porn on Kick. You're not gonna get banned for leaking a game.
Marks, though he did point out some bugs here and there. But this was just one copy. What's happened with AC Shadows are dozens, if not hundreds upon hundreds of copies, possibly thousands, but at least hundreds of copies that are just out there and gone and available freely. Now, there are some steps they can take to lock this down. Allegedly, there's a way that they could contact PlayStation and PlayStation could lock down.
I feel like that should have been the default, right? Like you shouldn't need to take an extra step to go to PlayStation and say, hey, can you do that? Like, that should have been the default. Like, what do you mean? Like, it's an online always service, PlayStation. I mean, like, you should know that the game isn't out yet
on all of this, and they could just be like, oh, this app, executable, whatever, is not launchable on the PlayStation 5 console, and so if you try to do it, it'll identify.
Although, I guess if they're trying to keep it more secure, if it's like on site, I guess it's a lot harder to do that sort of thing.
Identify it as a stolen copy, your account gets flagged, maybe even terminated for breaking TOS.
Oh, I definitely think that that anybody who bought the game should just have their account booped, you know?
There's all sorts of stuff that they could theoretically do, but it requires PlayStation to act on it, and there's just so many variables that it's really hard to say whether or not we would ever see something like that.
There's not that many variables. The PlayStation is a online console. Like, you're almost always connected to the internet with PlayStation because it requires it for a lot of stuff. Like, you need to be logged in just to use it, as far as I know. So it shouldn't be an issue to just say, hey, game isn't out yet. If you try to launch it, your account will be getting flagged. You will not be able to launch it. And, you know, if things go bad for you, we will boop your account out of existence.
Happen. But what I can say confidently is, like, if they do have a way of trying to go after these guys that are playing early versions of the games, they will and should probably go after them for stealing copies of games. With this, it's just really, really remarkable.
Like, it's not even about, oh, you stole a video game. It's like, no, dude, you stole hundreds of dollars of product and then flipped it for profit.
Because again, it's not just one copy, it's many all over the world, and it's probably because of shipments going out that were supposed to be canceled after the delay to March, but that didn't happen, and so they've just shown up around the world and are getting scooped up by people, which is wild. But they've actually responded.
But I'm not gonna say what I wanted to say. I was gonna say some shit about how Ubisoft deserves it, but I don't actually think that you can say that. Like, I have my personal bias against Ubisoft yeah, that I already talked about. But do I think that this is a good thing? No. Do I think it should happen? No. Do I think it's deserved? No. Do I think it's funny? Yeah, I think it's pretty funny. I think it's pretty funny.
Responded to it, and to their credit, they've actually responded very promptly and quickly. Ubisoft, through the official Assassin's Creed handle, said, "Hello everyone, we are aware players have accessed Assassin's Creed Shadows ahead of its official release. The development team is still working on patches to prepare the experience for launch, and any footage shared online does not represent the final quality of the game. Leaks are unfortunate and can diminish the excitement for players. We kindly ask you not to spoil the experience for others. Thank you to our community for already taking steps to protect everyone from spoilers. Stay in the shadows, avoid the spoilers, and keep an eye on our channel for more official surprises in the coming weeks. March 20th will be here soon."
I think this is a good response. It shows grace. They're probably freaking the fuck out and very upset about this, but this shows a level of grace that I would not have expected. Woe, leak be upon ye. Very, very funny.
And listen, I joked at the top that like maybe the game is cursed. At this point, like they might be. I cannot think of another.
They pissed off the ghost of Nobunaga by putting his family symbol in the game without asking for permission. Oda Nobunaga himself is fucking attacking the game from the afterlife.
Game that has suffered so many setbacks, so many like scandals, so many issues.
Imagine the game comes out and it's like, it's not even bad, it's just eh. Funniest shit ever if the game got leaked again. It already did. There's no unleaking it. But like imagine like all of this drama, all of this stuff. People want this game to be memorable one way or the other, right? Oh, delayed. But like people want this game to be memorable. Some people want it to be memorable by being the best Assassin's Creed game to ever come out. That's never going to happen because it's not called Black Flag. Actually, yeah, Black Flag. Black Flag was fucking goated. Actually, no, Assassin's Creed 3 was even better. Hate them. Regardless, it's not going to happen because it's not Assassin's Creed 3. That being said, other people want the game to be memorable by having a lot of moments that are very disrespectful to, Japanese culture. A lot of things, a lot of symbolism, a lot of stuff throughout the game that shows an inherent disrespect by the part of Ubisoft to, Japan and its culture and its history. How fucking crazy would it be? Game comes out, it's not the best, but then all of the insensitive stuff is gone. I didn't know you like Black Flag so much, lol. I have never been into the series, so I don't know which ones are good, to be honest. Just remember the old ones being kind of neat. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, and Black Flag were pretty good. I never finished playing 1. I started, but I kind of got bored of it a bit. I was young. I kind of had other stuff that I wanted to be playing, so I just played the other stuff. But 1, 2, 3, and 4, aka Black Flag, were all good. Regardless, I don't know which is the best ending possible for this game. Like, if it comes out and it's okay, I guess, like avowed level critique, like it's fine. I paid $70 for fine, and I'm okay with that. Could never be me. Disregard the fact that I paid for Veilguard, which was an objectively bad game. Or is it going to be just objectively bad, offensive to cult? Like, I hope that it is at least stand out one way or the other. Because if it's just like smack dab in the middle, it's like we're doing all of this drama and then shit comes out and it's like, oh, okay. Revelation is pretty big here because people are like, bro, Assassin's Creed in Turkey, bro, yo! Very cool.
Within the game's marketing cycle, it's bizarre. It's crazy. Again, like we can point to other games where they've had one of these, or maybe, half.
I think that it's kind of ridiculous that with all the focus that early Assassin's Creed had on, the discoveries and the Renaissance and all of that stuff, we never got an Assassin's Creed set in Portugal. I think that an Assassin's Creed that is set in Spain, Portugal, and India, like at different points in the story, would absolutely cook. Like just the discoveries, the 1500s. Yeah, 1500s. Like, how insane would that be? exploring that, meeting Vasco da Gama, all of that stuff, going on the nows. It's like, come on. Really? You got all of this Renaissance stuff? You never tried that?
Of one and half of the other.
Chick.
But AC Shadows has just managed to step on every single possible landmine while trying to get across the finish line.
Doesn't Shay visit Lisbon in Prologue of Rogue? I wouldn't know.
And it's remarkable. I mean,
But maybe. I just mean like a focus on, you know, Portugal and all that stuff, because I don't think any of them have that. That might be a cool idea. You could have lots of fantastical shit with the Native Americans too. Ooh, look, there's an Aztec death god. I mean, they kind of went with the Native Americans in AC3 already.
honestly, I wouldn't blame Ubisoft if they were like, let's just get this over with. Just move the release date up. We'll launch on May or March 4th or something, or 5th or 6th, whatever the
Yeah, don't do March 20th. That is not a good date.
hell of Friday is. We'll just launch it then, call it good, and we'll just move on. Maybe Tencent buys us out. We don't care anymore. I wouldn't.
Tencent. Oh my god, that is such a good point actually. Like every once in a while, I've been checking Ubisoft's stock price. It's back to 12, but goddamn, it is struggling, right? Like goddamn, bro, you are, and now with this leak, this video coming out
Wouldn't blame them,
to
'cause
shut up, 500K people in one day. This is probably gonna be over a million, probably close to 2 million views by the end of its first week. That stock price is just gonna keep going down, bro.
This has just been.
And you know what? This is not investment advice. However, I am fairly certain that if you take like $100 to $1,000 and you invest it in Ubisoft stock as like the day before Tencent buys it, you will probably make good money.
Been one
Again, not investment advice.
massive headache
I have literally never invested once in my life. This is purely off of vibes.
for close to a year now.
Do not sue me if you bet like the entire house on this and lose it. Like I specifically said, $100 to $1,000. That is money that people who are doing investments should be comfortable enough, risking. Like don't be dumb about it. Looked at the graph, it's falling since 2021. Oh no, 2018. Oh yeah, they were falling pre-COVID. Went from 100 to 12. Yeah.
And I don't know if it's just that like Shadows is cursed, or if it's just that we're very aware of it, so there's a lot more reporting and attention towards these.
I think it's the fact that they tried to go back to the idea of Assassin's Creed is once again very historically accurate. We're trying to do this very historically accurate, very respectful of the culture. Dying. Fuck. And then it turns out that they are in fact not doing that. They are making shit up. They are taking a character that is very disputed as to his status, and they're making claims that is that fucking Todd Howard? I just noticed this Todd Howard right here, and making claims that are easily disputed on a character that we have very little text of, and giving him a lot of protagonism. Not to mention, it is a Assassin's Creed game set in Japan. People want to play as a Japanese samurai. Most of the drama around Assassin's Creed Shadows would not be present if they had included Yasuke as a cool NPC that you interact with and not as the main character, because this is literally the first time in an Assassin's Creed game, unless I'm mistaken, but I don't think I am, where you play as a historically established character. The first time that you play as a real person in Assassin's Creed rather than a fictional character created for the fantasy of the game, and it just so happens to be the only black samurai in all of Japan history. Like, come on, dude. I think you should focus on being an assassin instead of trying to be some sort of RPG game that does everything. I agree with that. However, the new Assassin's Creed got a lot of sales. And that's all the shareholders are going to care about. They're going to demand that an extra version of the game be created for the people who want combat. That being said, Ghost of Tsushima came out, and if they were smart, they would have gone, fuck, why didn't we just do that? Copy Ghost of Tsushima. Do what Ghost of Tsushima did. Give us a samurai that also does stealthy shit. Do that. Like, don't give us two protagonists. Give us one very well fleshed out protagonist with all of the skills, rather than cutting it up and giving it to like what the fuck, right? Ah, damn it.
It's bizarre. It's crazy. Again, like we can point to other games where they've had one of these or here now.
There.
And I don't know if it's just that
Ghost of Tsushima is an amazing game. Yes, it is.
like Shadows is cursed or if it's just that we're very aware of it. So there's a lot more reporting and attention towards
I don't like that feature.
scandals that wouldn't normally apply to other games. I really don't know what it is, but AC Shadows, man, it's just one thing after another. Ubisoft really cannot catch a break with this game.
They don't deserve one.
Maybe
Fuck them. Fuck the company.
they finally catch a break if reviews are really, really good. But with these leaks now,
Doubt it.
there's a good chance that a lot of these people, even hundreds of people around the world, will play and finish the game before reviewers even get their hands on a copy.
And, if one of these people decides to just make their own review, that's probably going to color a lot of people's opinion. I think that here's what I think. Here's the way to save this, right? Announce the date, say that it's going to be a little earlier, and then start just shipping out copies for reviewers. Right now, your entire thing needs to speed up. Like, you need to be going into warp speed. Call it the fucking Trump handbook if you want. I don't care. But, like, you need to be going into warp speed. You need to get this fast as fuck out the door before people get bored of it, right? Before people lose the hype. Because right now there's FOMO. Right now people want to get their hands on the game. You throw this out the gate, like, now. There's nothing you were going to fix in the game. You weren't going to have time to fix anything major in the game in a month, right? You put it out, you promised to continue working on the game for as long as you were going to and fix things with the community, but the game is out there. You ship it to reviewers. A week later, you ship it out to the public. Make sure you get those reviews in from people who are going to give the game a positive review, and then people can jump in and play it. This is how you do it right. I hope Ubisoft doesn't do that.
Which is wild. I mean, you could see a flood of reviews from people that got the game early because of this and are just posting videos and getting their social accounts destroyed in the process, but posting videos and gameplay and stuff before reviewers even get access to the game. It's just baffling and insane, but that's just, it's the Shadows curse. I don't know what else to call it. It really is crazy. I can't think of another game that's had this many problems. It's really, really remarkable, but yeah, I don't know if I'm forgetting a game that had an even more disastrous marketing cycle. Let me know. Fallout 76 was a train wreck, but mainly after.
Bro, Fallout 76, holy shit. Fallout 76 was a train wreck because Bethesda just proved to anyone that they didn't give a fuck about their fans. Like, that was it, right? They just did not give a fuck about their fans with Fallout 76. Bad product, bad game, unfinished bad game, actually. Like, the fucking helmet was shit, the bottle was shit, the bag was shit. My god, dude. I mean, one of is how the social media accounts of Ubisoft keeps making and posting memes about this game because the fans don't make memes. Lol, true. Same shit with The Last of Us 2. All the memes were, like, from the game making fun of Abby and, just the overall premise of the game being stupid. And so they had to make their own. And it was super corporate, super shitty.
Launch, it was just scandal after scandal after scandal, but before launch it was fairly straightforward.
Well, yeah, it's like Fallout 76 could have been so good, right? Fallout 76 took the gameplay of Fallout 4, which is the one thing that I will admit it's better at than the other games, and they said, hey, we're gonna make a multiplayer Fallout, right? And if that had just been all it was, right? It was Fallout 4, more polished, more things, and then it's multiplayer, it would have been so good, dude. But instead they wanted to make it this fucking MMO type thing, and the end result is that it's garbage, dude. Like, it has, I think it has a reasonable number of players. Yeah, about 13k players, 24-hour peak. Yeah, it's got 10 to 15k players, roughly. Right? It's not bad. And, it's there's also Fallout 4, which has way fucking more. Oh, no, it's also 10 to 15. That's surprising. Well, it was much higher when the Fallout show came out. But actually, hold on. Let me since we're already checking on this, since we've kind of already been losing the point of the video. Give me a second. Yeah. Those are the most played games because they are the most like easily accessible, and New Vegas is still very janky, even though it is a better RPG. But like 76 could have been such a great game, and Bethesda proved that they had no vision for it by turning it into what they did. And that's kind of the problem with Assassin's Creed Shadows 2, I think. I think the problem with Assassin's Creed Shadows is Ubisoft didn't have a vision for it. They wanted to do Assassin's Creed Japan because people were asking for it. And then they also saw that people were saying, hey, it would be cool if we got like an RPG or fantasy thing of Yasuke. We don't know anything about this character. I think it would be neat. And so they decided, hey, we are going to do these two things that people have been talking about for a while, because people have been talking about this, right? The problem is, people wanted to play as a Japanese samurai in Assassin's Creed Japan. They didn't want to play as Yasuke in Assassin's Creed Japan. They wanted to play as Yasuke in the Yasuke game. And Assassin's Creed Japan, aka Assassin's Creed Shadows, kind of became the Yasuke game instead of the Assassin's Creed Japan game. On top of that, there's a number of things that have shown that Ubisoft has not been in contact with Japanese historical authorities. They've been in contact with people like fucking Thomas Lockley and other retards who basically think history is fan fiction, and it's caused a lot of problems because Japanese people are so fucking adamant about their history. They love their history. It's a part of their culture. It's ingrained in them. They feel very strongly about this stuff, right? And so they just created this major infinite problem for themselves.
But this game, man, it's just one thing after another. They cannot catch a break. But that's going to do it for me. Just a quick little update video on the whole AC Shadows thing. Let me know what you think of all of these leaks and things, and if I'm forgetting any other scandalous games that have run into many, many problems before that I'm forgetting about. Because I'm sure there's got to be another, right, that's had a similarly troubled marketing.
I don't think there's been one that has just bumped into so many roadblocks, but I think that the launch of Fallout 76 was very close to this. I just want to make your Assassin's Creed Portugal ID and make it even worse than Shadow just to see you lose your shit, Laval. Bro, why do you do this to me? Why are you doing me like this, huh? Why? What did I do? What did I do? How crazy would it be if they just make Vasco da Gama the assassin?
Cycle, but I can't think of anything quite this bad. So let me know in the comments. I'll eagerly await.
Oh my god. You know what I know they would do though? Ubisoft is a French studio, but they are the exact type of studio to do this. They would make an Assassin's Creed Shadows set in Portugal and then everybody is speaking Brazilian. I would go insane, bro. Like I would go crazy. Like, you think I get mad when people talk about Hassan? I would go crazy if that shit happened. Dude, I already get pissed off when people call Brazilian Portuguese just regular Portuguese. I get pissed about it, dude. Like, oh my god. I will fucking end your existence. Spanish would... Oh my god, dude. Oh, god damn. Actually, no. Spanish wouldn't be as bad because Portuguese at the time was very close to Spanish, so sure, right? There is a reason why the Spanish of Mexicans and Latin America people is very close to Portuguese, much more so than current Spanish of Spain. It is because the Spanish at the time was much closer to Portuguese. And Portuguese was much closer to Spanish. Like, they were much closer tongues, and then they split apart. So I wouldn't be that upset about that, right? They would probably just use Mexican Spanish, though. And then if they... Oh, my God. If I boot up Assassin's Creed Portugal and a motherfucker starts speaking Brazilian at me... Ooh, ooh, ha, woosa. Woosa, woosa. Oh my god. Oh my god, I'd go fucking insane. Ever go to game settings and PC's Brazilian flag? Every fucking cunting time. Every fucking time. Oh my god. God damn it, I hate fucking Americans. It's because it's always Americans. It's always fucking Americans. It's always Americans. It's always Americans that do that shit. European studios, no problem. Unless it's Ubisoft. Fucking Ubisoft does that shit too. Oh my god. I'll unsync IRL. Oh, you'll just see me go, ah, and then I stop existing. Oh god, like, oh my god, I'm just thinking about it. I can feel the fucking temperature rising. I'm getting mad just thinking about this shit. You've triggered me. You've actually fucking triggered me about this. Oh my god. Fuck me. I think I've got my fucking point across. I need to go take a walk. I'll see everybody next time. Alright, cheers. Fuck me. I need to. Woo!